SCP-001 Arbelict's Proposal. Notice from the Records and Information Security Administration. The following document was received on August 10, 2026 from the Relict Dimension R42 and describes an anomaly threatening all members of humankind in all extant worlds. It has been established that before the message was received, a signal had been emitted for 8 minutes, containing an exceptionally powerful stability and penetration class 5, cognitohazard of danger class 0, safe. The Foundation was unable to counteract this anomaly, but no residual symptoms of it affecting the minds of Earth denizens have been found to this day. According to the latest measurements, Dimension R42 no longer exists. The following message tested negative for hidden mimetic agents and is safe to read. Document start. Greetings. You are reading this dossier in a paradimension of the Relict Dimension R42. Due to the colossal size of your world's address, for your convenience, your dimension will be hereafter referred to as PD. The following message has been constructed by the SCP Foundation of the Relic Dimension R42 and is addressed to the SCP Foundation of Paradimension PD. Enclosed, you will find information about SCP-001, which is a threat to the multiverse. As you may have noticed, this message was preceded by a burst signal containing a non-dangerous cognitohazard. The burst signal was constructed in such a way that minimal change to the signal would have caused indiscriminate and overwhelming casualties among the denizens of PD. As you can see, R42 is capable of eliminating the absolute majority of PD denizens, but has not exercised this capability. In the context of the above, we ask you to consider this action not as an act of aggression, but as a demonstration of the fact that R42 has no pretension for conquest of other forms of aggression towards PD. Take the following information in earnest. Item number SCP-001, Object Class Paradox Apollyon. SCP-001 consists of all living members of the Homo sapiens species without exception. These currently include humans living in the Relict Dimension R42 and the PD Paradimension. The anomaly first came into existence and developed in the Relict Dimension R42 and later activated in PD by accident. Unchecked growth of SCP-001 will cause annihilation of the entire multiverse. It is known to our researchers that at the moment of the Big Bang, the formation of a finite number of parallel dimensions, 57 in total, happened in an event referred to as alpha. Creation of new dimensions and natural conditions without disruption is impossible. Due to unknown causes, humanity came to exist in only one of the 57 relic dimensions, in Dimension R42. The danger to reality that SCP-001 poses lies in its anomalous capability for wide-scale replication of paradimensions. This term refers to a parallel reality which has an extremely small deviation from its parent. It is known that any conceived human decision, even those completely inconsequential, occurring within time complements the multiverse with n paradimensions, where n is the number of choices in the decision, wherein a unique resolution to the event occurs in each. As such, dimensions housing living instances of SCP-001 uncontrollably grow a colossal number of minimally differing paradimensions every second. Other relic dimensions, R01 to R57, barring R42, do not have paradimensions. As humanity has not come to exist in these dimensions due to unknown causes, and as such, all processes therein follow natural physical laws only. R42's SCP Foundation is not aware of whether other relic dimensions contain other forms of sapient life, but even if it does exist, there is no sign of further paradimension replication in those dimensions. R42's analytics have determined a ceiling on the colossal amount of paradimensions, surpassing which will destroy the multiverse as a whole. This value is referred to as omega. There is no visual way to represent this number. An estimation of omega is enclosed in the addenda and can only be deduced through a cascade of highly challenging mathematical calculations. In roughest estimation, accounting for the current speed of approach of the number of parallel dimensions to omega, predictions for growth of PD's populace, and the worst-case scenario, full refusal of your paradimension to counteract the anomaly, the death of the multiverse, also known as the ZK-class cross-reality failure event, can be expected to occur within 0.3 years, plus or minus 2 months after the reception of this message. Paradimensions created through replication exist in a state of existence uncertainty, or stasis. While indirectly affecting the stability of the multiverse and objectively forming due to the effects of SCP-001, each paradimension does not exhibit signs of its existence due to the lack of any physical processes within it. This state is broken after opening a space-time tunnel into the dimension. At the moment, the existence uncertainty ends, and the paradimension begins to exist, in the full meaning of this term. All physical processes begin to flow as if they always have been, from the Big Bang to the moment of the dimension's formation. Due to the fact that new beings, humans, SCP-001, come into existence with the abolition of existence uncertainty, this dimension becomes a source of paradimension replication in itself. You and your paradimension PD were created approximately 17.4 R42 years ago, and afterwards remained in a state of existence uncertainty for an extended period of time from R42's point of view. Emergence from this state and beginning of you and your dimension's factual existence happened approximately 0.7 PD years ago after an exploratory portal from R42 was briefly opened into your world. As such, the society of R42 technologically and historically surpasses PD by approximately 16.7 years, which has allowed R42's SCP Foundation to discover SCP-001 and develop computing solutions of colossal scale, in which turn considerably advanced the research of this anomaly. History of R42 Society's efforts against the anomaly. SCP-001 was discovered by Foundation researchers approximately 5.1 R42 years ago. The omega value was calculated soon after, and the fact of the number of extant parallel dimensions, catastrophically quick approach to that limit was found. A special research group from Relict Dimension R42 began developing methods of complete or partial suppression of paradimension replication to prevent or postpone by any possible measure of time the occurrence of a ZK-class cross-reality failure event. Unfortunately, R42's SCP Foundation had to go to extreme measures to delay the ZK-class event as much as possible. Operations Castling and Minimal Gain were developed for that purpose. The O5 Council assembled Roster 1, which included all persons who have vital scientific or other importance to SCP-001 research, and Roster 2, which included all persons who were needed to perform field work during the interim period of Operation Minimum Gain. To enhance morale, one family member of choice per person was included in each list. Descriptions of measures undertaken under Operations Castling and Minimal Gain. Stage 1. Neutralized all contained Keters and all Euclids whose containment incurred considerable cost. Stage 2. Operation Castling. Launched rockets with variant C global amnestic dispersing warheads. Established control over dignitaries of all national and transnational organizations, mass media, religious leaders. By the end of the operation, the Foundation had established absolute control over all states and all spheres of human life on the planet. Stage 3. Destroyed all hazardous, radioactive, chemical, bacteriological, etc. objects. Shut down and recultivated nuclear power plants, chemical plants, biolaboratories, mothballed all extractive industries, enacted hydroelectric dam outlets and demolition, moored and drained fuel from all ships. Stage 4. Concurrently with the previous stage, dispersed viral agents over third world countries, largely safe for countries with other climates and levels of healthcare development. Stage 5. Added deactivation-resistant viral agents to water treatment and collection plants, food products, medications, and household items of developed countries. Stage 6. All surviving SCP-001 not included in the rosters, approximately 0.1% of Earth denizens, pursued via strike drone, aircraft, and Foundation personnel. Survivors collected in concentration camps to perform decisive liquidation conservation efforts on the planet's surface, and to sample those fittest to preserve humankind. Stage 7. 15,000 humans selected and driven into cryosleep. Remaining survivors eliminated. Stage 8. Eliminated Roster 2 personnel and their family members. As a result of actions undertaken, the cross-reality failure event has been delayed by a considerable margin, and the speed of approach has been slowed to a minimum. The most prospective paths of development at that moment were the creation of will and reasoning variability, dampening devices, as well as projects around delegating the consciousnesses of all survivors to a central processing unit. Under most modest estimations, accounting for highly limited human resources, the realization of these projects would take 9 to 15 years out of those available at the moment to the Foundation before the onset of the ZK-class event. Full list of proposals for development. Use of SCP objects or other technologies to eliminate derivative dimensions. Proposal rejected. Considering the list of SCP objects remaining in possession, the proposal was practically inapplicable due to slow speed of realization, unable to contest with the speed of approach to Omega. Sending part of humanity into cryosleep to be awakened after the solution to the problem had been found. Proposal incorporated. The Foundation has retooled Area 49 into a cryosleep storage facility fit for 15,000 people awaiting O5 Council's permission to reawaken. Development of nanorobotics with the capability to hijack human decision-making capabilities and eliminate variability, infection of all surviving denizens. Estimation of successful use probability, high. Potential effectiveness of societal institution functionality varies from minimal to exceptionally high. Proposal rejected. Reason. In conditions at the time, R42 personnel would not be able to finish development before the ZK-class event would ensue. Full replacement of humanity with bionic hybrids. Explicitly within standard behavioral models. Proposal rejected. Reason. In conditions at the time, R42 personnel would not be able to finish development before the ZK-class event would ensue. Consolidation of humanity into a combined neural network with delegation of control to a central AI control unit. Estimation of successful use probability, high. Proposal rejected. Reason. In conditions at the time, R42 personnel would not be able to finish development before the ZK-class event would ensue. Self-destruction of majority of the human population with preemptive creation of ARC ships designed for long space flight under cryosleep conditions, consequential return to Earth and reestablishment of humanity in hopes of the number of parallel realities decreasing naturally in the future. Proposal rejected. Does not constitute a conclusive solution to the problem. Destruction of Earth and or all of its inhabitants. Proposal rejected. This scenario assumes preservation of derivative paradimensions and, as such, likewise preserves risk of anomaly reactivation, should a portal into any paradimension be opened by any extant or possible future life form. Use of SCP-0000. Development finished. Unfortunately, at the time, very little was known about paradimensions themselves, and the existence uncertainty theory had not been developed as of yet. Various researchers proposed a theory that lack of paradimension replication from paradimensions, a process visually akin to an uncontrolled fission reaction, could signify that humans existing in them were not SCP-001, and that as such they could be excellent test material for R42. The O5 Council made a decision to begin development on technology to open a cross-dimension space-time tunnel into a random paradimension based on remaining anomalous materials at the Foundation's disposal for the purpose of studying it. This paradimension turned out to be your paradimension, PD. The portal developed by R42 specialists proved to be highly unstable. The Foundation personnel could not choose a paradimension to enter. PD became the target by chance. Additionally, after having existed for an insubstantial period of time, approximately 2 days, the space-time tunnel spontaneously closed. At the same time, it was discovered that your world became a source of paradimensions in itself. When considered along with the fact that PD existed in precisely the state R42 was in at the moment of PD's creation, a hypothesis about existence uncertainty was established. R42's Foundation chose to make no further attempts to open a portal into PD due to the high risk of accidentally afflicting other dimensions with the anomaly. From the moment PD began to produce its paradimensions and bring the multiverse closer to the ZK class event with high speed, R42 was left no time or hope for salvation. Unfortunately, R42's Foundation cannot open a portal into your dimension and destroy PD denizens by itself. R42 has waved aside the idea of eliminating the majority of PD denizens because the PD's Foundation personnel surviving in underground bunkers and bearing access to numerous Thamiel-class objects would render such actions moot. Little remaining time before the ZK class event and lack of technological capability to maintain our research denies the possibility to repeat operations castling and minimal gain. Due to the outlined causes, we address you with this message and offer the only way in current conditions to save the multiverse. The world has existed before us and must remain after us. Our multiverse is ill, and the name of this illness is humanity, SCP-001. The only way out is SCP-0000. Will cease to become a threat with its help. It is in our power to leave a chance for other sapient species that, perhaps, will not be afflicted by the same anomaly, or will find a way to get rid of it before it's too late. We, the O5 Council and other survivors from R42, have chosen our fate. We hope you will do the same. From the O5 Council of Dimension R42 to the O5 Council of Dimension PD. Enclosed, you will find the methodology to calculate Omega and the means to investigate paradimensions, main scientific derivations regarding SCP-001, and the instructions to create and use SCP-0000. Hurry. The final addendum contains a private message for each of you encoded with personal overseer encryption keys. Special containment procedures. The only known way to guarantee destruction of the anomaly and avoidance of the ZK class cross-reality failure event is the full annihilation or fundamental change of humankind. The list of possible measures to push back or completely avert the incoming 001-ZK event has been outlined below. Item number SCP-0000. Object Class Paradox Thamiel. Special Containment Procedures. Any containment procedures contradict the concept and purpose of the object. SCP-0000 consists of a device developed by the SCP Foundation of Relict Dimension R42 capable of annihilating the dimension it is activated in. After the destruction of the target dimension, all child paradimensions in the state of existence uncertainty will undergo a slow self-destruction. Object blueprints and principle of operation. The core of SCP-0000 is a 4-component device consisting of as well as Yuga-class objects SCP, and 2 conjoined SCP. The object's principle of operation. For 05-1, from Joan Simpson. Hello, Dad. I don't know if I have the right to call you Dad, for you are just a copy of the one I recently mourned the passing of. In some way, you were the cause of his death. But you are also a human who, like us, is not at fault for any of this. In your world, I'm just a little girl, and the one who's writing now is your grown-up daughter, one of the leading Foundation employees. Strange, isn't it? I didn't want to record a message, but my colleagues made me. They say it's very important. Well, I couldn't have a last word with him, so I'll have a last word with you. I'll address you, and not you, as if I had known you for so many years. All right? I remember the day the rosters started to get implemented. Rosters of those for whose sake everyone else had to keep working. There was an idea to let the Overseer save not one member of family, but 2. You yourself stood against it, believing that it would lead to an unhealthy schism within the Foundation that was about to become very, very small. Only a few hundred. That many were supposed to be left after the mad harvest you've planned. Those and 15,000 people in cryosleep. You were implaceable. And the day you began to assemble the roster, I understood everything by the look in your eyes. You didn't save Mother. You chose to save me. I still don't know what to think about that. But even if I had some sort of anger directed at you, it's long gone now. I began to work alongside you. All the hostages, as they were called behind backs, began to work on the project. We had more than enough time. Hope was our guiding star. On the days I felt especially miserable, you led me out to the surface. We sat on the grass in hazard suits and watched over the empty city at the bottom of the mountain, the city that only birds of prey inhabit now. You promised that we'd return there and build a giant monument to the human at its center. I listened to you and knew it was a lie. Every single one of our prospective projects would have left nothing human in us. Our descendants would not waste themselves on sentiments. Then someone proposed to open that portal. Fatal mistake. When you've learned the paradimension started replicating worlds, you understood that it was all over. There were flimsy ideas to open the portal again and throw some sort of a wonder bomb in there, but nobody had any guarantee that it would not open into a different paradimension. The countdown went down to months again. Your promise became impossible. You took your own life. In your honor, the seat of 05-1 was left vacant. Truth be told, I don't care. Now, whether you'll destroy your world or not. Whether the universe will exist, whether there will be a new life in it. My world has been crushed long ago. It's good that this message is encrypted with your key that was passed on to me, or these lines would have been deleted. Everyone wants to save the world. But who needs it like this, empty and cold, without those to appreciate its beauty, without humanity? Do whatever you think is right. I truly feel better now. Love you. Faithfully yours, Joan Simpson. Verification key Overseer 05-1. Document end. Footnotes. 1. This anomaly's distinguishing feature is that, in order to eliminate the anomaly that will inevitably eliminate mankind, it is imperative to eliminate mankind or realize another K-class event. 2. This object is designed for conclusive, guaranteed, irrevocable destruction to SCP-001, humanity, and prevention of threat caused by it via realization of a localized ZK-class event.